Okay, guys, Melissa here. How's everyone doing? So, I want to talk to ladies about divorce and marriage for a minute. I was sitting down. It sounded like one of my sons was coming home, so I got up. So, if I moved, that's why. So, I went over to put in more papers today, more motions with the court. I will be mailing some more stuff tomorrow. Got a message from one of my guy friends. Okay. Um, Anyways, so I put in the motions, and you know what? Before God, you're going to be okay. Someone said to me when I got here and this all started, she's like, "You're going to be okay." And I'm like, you know what? I am. Because before God, it really doesn't, it bothers me the least. It really shouldn't bother you. They say do three things. They say, one, stay calm. Two, invest in yourself with self-care, which I do. And three, do things that you love and enjoy. And also talk to people, which I did. I talked to people during the divorce care group and etc., etc. So, when I first became a wife, I submitted to my husband. I became a Christian. I submitted to him in like everything. And I didn't really hear the other side, that husbands are supposed to love their wives as Christ loves the church. That means it's unconditional. That means it's commanded, and it does not matter how a wife behaves. So as I grew, I'm like, oh, okay, nobody ever showed me this in the Bible, or I never saw it. And so I grew, and it's like when you grow closer to Christ and you're walking very close to Him, that's when a husband who is a narcissist isn't going to like it. He's not going to like that you don't submit in every little thing to him. Now, it needs to be reasonable, okay? So, I mean, if he's asking you to do something wrong, you don't do it. And you also don't want to lose yourself. You don't want to be like, oh, I never have time for me. I'm busy raising my kids, and he doesn't help. He doesn't change diapers. He doesn't do this or that. And you lose yourself. You don't want to do that. You want to be fully close to Christ, and then out of a ministry for God, then you serve your husband. So, as I've tried peacemaking skills and have tried to, of course, I'll always love my husband, but his behavior is not okay. It's not acceptable. Wives are still supposed to respect their husbands, and again, that's not conditional either. And then you're supposed to submit to one another in the fear of God to get along. So my husband just doesn't want to get along. He's chosen not to get along. I've tried to get along with him. I used to do this too. I used to like bend over backwards, give and give and give, and he didn't want to work at things. So that has to come from within when a guy wants to work at things. He has to be self-motivated. You cannot, they say you can't change someone. I think you can. I think, we don't live in a vacuum, and a wife's actions, it says if she can win her husband over, which I did at the beginning of my marriage with her behavior, without a word. And I think there is a time for that, but there's also a time to say, hey, you're stepping on me. I think it's time that you grow up a little bit and mature and take responsibility for yourself a little. So there is a balance in marriage. And when your husband wants to divorce you, regardless, just because he's self-willed or he's living in sin, most likely, trust God. Let God handle it, and He will fight for you. Pray about it. You can try to save your marriage by yourself, but if He doesn't want to, no matter what you do in the end, He'll do what He wants, and He will be held accountable for that. God will deal with him. So let go and let God. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.